Hello, Falcons fans, and welcome back to another Falcons TV brought to you by La Quinta. And we're here with Assistant Coach Doug Janik and Agawam native. I'm sure you got to be pretty excited to get behind the bench and finally represent the Springfield Falcons, a team that you once watched and grew up with.
Yeah, definitely. Season really can't come soon enough for me. I've been kind of waiting all summer for this opportunity, and won't be too much longer. We'll have some games played here, so it'll be great.
What was the process like getting the assistant coach job? Obviously, I talked to Ron about him getting the head coach job. Spare us the specific details, but what was the minor process like?
You know what? Ron reached out to me probably in mid-June, and then we met at the draft in Florida, had a good conversation, talked on the phone a couple times after that, and I think it was early July that they offered me the job. So mostly phone conversations and one face-to-face meeting.
Your last stint here in the AHL was with the Chicago Wolves. Do you still have a pretty good beat on the AHL and what some of the players are like here?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not too far removed from the AHL. I mean, I played in Europe last year, but before that I had spent a lot of time in the AHL in San Antonio, Chicago, Grand Rapids. So I definitely know kind of what the players are going through mentally and the differences, I guess, between the AHL game and preparing guys to play in the NHL.
Since you got the job, what has been the process with you and Ron and even the other assistant coach, Mike Bavis?
Well, initially we just kind of got a lot of video uploaded to our computers and watched that on our own during the summer. And then last week we met here for 3 or 4 kind of long days, just going over the players and playbooks and stuff like that. And from there we'll kind of carry all that stuff over into camp in Arizona and just kind of get a real solid understanding of what we want to do down here.
Obviously, an assistant coach comes with other jobs, special teams, and overseeing one side of the bench. What is your specific role with the Falcons this year?
I'll be primarily with a defenseman. I been a defenseman my whole career, so I think that's definitely a strength of mine. And the other assistant coach, Mike, was a forward, so we kind of complement each other in that way. So we'll cross over a bit for sure, but primarily I'll be with a defenseman.
What would you like your defensive core to kind of be known as? Is this going to be a really kind of shut down, stay at home, hard hitting type of defensive core that you're going to have?
You know what? I think the biggest thing is good puck movers. I think if we can get the puck out of our zone and go on the offense, that's going to benefit the team the most. But obviously, we've got to be hard to play against in our own end, have a bit of a physical presence, and I guess when the game ends, you'd want the other team to just say, you know what, we had a really tough time getting things done in their zone.
Being an Agawam native, what is your most special Springfield hockey moment?
Oh,
I'm going to really pick the brain here.
Yeah, I got to go back a long ways. I haven't, I never played a game here or anything like that in my career. But I think just coming to watch games, especially back when they were the Springfield Indians and they were on those Calder Cup runs in the late 80s, early 90s, the excitement in the arena, kind of around the town, just those times.
Is there any Springfield player that you kind of grew up idolizing, or was it mostly the NHL that you kind of grew up watching?
No, I mean, obviously Bruins were great back then, and the Whalers were in town, so we did watch a lot of NHL. But like I said, everyone was kind of drawn to those teams in the late 80s, early 90s, and I'd say Scott Daniels was probably one of the biggest ones. He was entertaining to watch for sure.
All right, Doug Janik, assistant coach, Agawam native. He'll be behind the bench for the Springfield Falcons this year. Thanks so much, Doug.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, fans, be sure to check us out. We're going to continue on with our Falcons TV and introduce Mike Bavis on our next Falcons TV.